Men are going to hate me for making this video, but I do not care. Okay, what I want to talk to you about today is the truth as to why men lose interest in you. And there are several reasons. For someone to have lost something, they must have had it to some degree. So for a man to lose interest in you, at the very least, he first must have had it. Okay, which is a good thing, because it means to some degree he's attracted to you or he wants to see a future in you. There are two types of interest a man could have in you. He could either just see you as someone he wants to get in bed with, or he could see you as someone that there is a future with. And I have a video on how it is that you can tell the differences between these two things. So I don't want to get into that now because that's a whole different topic. But I'll be honest with you guys. I'm an avoidant attachment style. Okay, so I'm someone who does lose interest in women very easily and very often. And I'm not saying that to make myself sound cool, because it's not a good thing. I don't want to be this way. I want to talk you through why it is that I lose interest in women. You need to treat a man's ego as a rationing tool. You need to treat the validation you give a man as a rationing tool. The most important principle in psychology with dating is positively enforcing good behavior and negatively enforcing bad behavior. I've had more than 1,000 DMs of girls asking me for help with this guy treating her like this and this guy treating her like this. And let me be real with you. Most of you girls have your man who's treating you bad on a high horse. This guy is on a steed. He's on his steed. He's riding his steed through the kingdom. Okay, he's looking at all the people in the kingdom that are working for him. You're one of them, by the way. You're one of them. You're there looking at your man on the steed. He's on the steed. He's like, yo, go do this for me. And you're running and you're doing it. He's like, yo, I want this. Go get it. Do this, do that. He'll even whip you with a leash and you're going to still go run and follow his commands. How can you command respect if you are bowing down to someone like that? Facts. Think about it. Right? This is me included. I would say I'm a pretty good human being, but how can I respect someone if I am being bowed down to? If they would bend over at a moment's notice? You need to ration the validation. You need to ration how you make your man feel in relation to how they treat you. Okay, you should see this as a self-empowering and a self-respect technique as opposed to a game. You should never be validating your man's ego unless he's treating you well. If he's treating you well, he's taking you out, he's making an effort with you, he's introducing you to his friends, his family, he's buying you things. You make him feel manly for this. Men like to feel manly. If you want a man to love being in your company, make him feel manly. Okay, and to make a man feel manly, you can either pleasure him really well in bed and make him feel like he's doing a good job, or you can compliment him, say you feel safe around him, compliment his physique. These are a lot of things you can do to make a man feel over the moon. Okay, every guy loves to hear this, but you do not ever do this when you are in a place with a man where he's treating you badly, where the vibes you're getting from him is that he's not interested, he's talking to other girls, he wants nothing to do with you. It is the truth. It's the truth. I'm sorry to be so vulgar and open about it, but too many of you girls are bending over backwards for your man and he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. You're so easy to feed his ego. You're so easy to agree with everything he says. You're so easy to change what's going on in your life to suit his requirements, to suit his needs. A man will never respect you if you do that. Never respect you if you do that. What is the most attractive kind of woman? Is a woman who can stand up for what she thinks is right. This sounds cringy. This sounds cliche, but it's absolute facts. If I'm talking to a woman, okay, and I say something and me being a big ego guy, I'm like, yeah, this is my opinion on something, and she turns back to me and says, I disagree, that's stupid for XYZ reasons, that is attractive. That is attractive. You want to stand up to him. You want to disagree with him. Listen, if he's walking around if he's going around a kingdom in his high horse, he's got clout, he's got money, he's got things going for him, you need to smack him off his horse. Listen, you need to get a crowbar and smack him off his horse, because those are the kind of girls we remember. Those are the kind of girls we remember. Girls who don't feed into our ego unless we deserve it. And we're not even thinking about whether we deserve it. I'll be honest with you. What really stands out to us is a girl who has her own morals, has her own perception and reality on life, and doesn't change that for us. A woman who is grounded, okay? A woman who is grounded, her perception on reality isn't easily swayed. It isn't easily going to change based on what I think or what influence I have over her. Do you understand? You need to be thinking on that kind of level. You need to see a man as a bonus to your life. You should not see a man as your life. The second you see a man as your life and you can drop your job for him, You could drop money for him. You could drop your kids for him. Because I've seen this. I've coached a lot of women who have kids and they're dropping their kids for their man. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, but I understand. The second you can drop all of that for your man, you are on the wrong foot. And it's extremely hard to come back from years of conditioning your brain to being used to this. So one of the main reasons men lose interest in you, you're feeding his ego too much, you're giving him too much validation. You ration the validation you give him. You ration when you feed his ego. Another reason is men not balancing their masculinity and femininity well, okay? A girl should be feminine overall, and most men like submissive women. I love submissive women. However, if a woman is too submissive, again, it feeds our ego too much. You need to have a hint of masculinity in your personality. You need to have a hint of coldness in your personality from time to time. You can't always be submissive with a man, okay? We lose respect in girls who are constantly submissive to us, who are constantly bowing down to us. It's not good. You need to have a hint of masculinity. You need to have a hint of coldness. The most important thing I want you to take from this video is you negatively enforce bad behavior. You positively enforce good behavior. Facts. Facts. I'm not going to repeat a behavior with you if I can see it's giving me a reaction that I do not want. Every human, whether they realize it, is living through their own reality, and we are selfish in our own ways, okay? So if you are giving me a reaction that I do not like in my head, why am I going to repeat that behavior that gives me a reaction I do not like, as opposed to repeating a behavior that makes me that then results in you making me feel good, making me feel manly, complimenting me? We're going to repeat the behavior that gives us a good outcome subconsciously. We don't do this stuff knowing. It's all subliminal. A lot of you are going to disagree with this next point, but a man needs to know you have other options. He needs to know that you are not someone that he has just found in the corner of the street like an orphan, picked you up, he's cradling you like a baby, and no one else wants to adopt you. He needs to think that you're one of those kids on the block who everyone wants to adopt. We are attracted to things of value. We are attracted to things that everyone else wants, okay? If I know that a girl is wanted by many other men, I'm much more likely to treat her better. That sounds horrible to say, but it's absolute facts. If you know someone is of a higher value and they are more in demand, you're more likely to treat them better. You're more likely to try to keep them around because you know that they are goods that are wanted by other people. And the analogy I use for goods is I'm just thinking about it from an economical perspective. Things that are wanted by other people have a higher price. Non-renewable resources have a higher price because they are wanted by many people. They are scarce. They are not abundant. Okay? So just by him knowing that you have other people around that want you, that is a positive thing. And this is dark and manipulative, but I don't care. I want you to somehow make him aware that other guys want you. That other guys are messaging you. That other guys would be interested to snatch you up. Because that's going to make him respect you more and not want to lose you. Last reason a man might be losing interest in you is you're just not pleasing him in the bedroom. And with this thing, what I want you to do is you sleep with a man when he is treating you well. If he's treating you bad, okay, and then 1 week he just randomly invites you round and you're bending over for him, that's not good. That is not good because he's getting the fruits without the labor. Okay, the fruit should come from labor. He should be laboring for you, making an effort with you, doing things with you, making you feel important. Then you give him that. If you are giving him that before he even makes an effort with you and he's just calling you, belling you up like, yo, darling, could you come round, XYZ, let's do this. You're coming round and you're brucking it off for him straight away. Why is he going to respect you? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That is what a lot of men value. That is what a lot of men want. But this is why, if you use this as a rationing tool, if you use this as a reward, you need to see him as a dog sometimes, okay? It sounds horrible. I'm a guy, and it's true. A dog wants to eat. A dog wants its treats. But if you tell it to sit first, before you give it its treat, and you condition that behavior, it's going to do it. So you need to make him behave. You need to whip him into shape before you do that stuff for him. Okay, before you do that stuff for him, the respect he has for you will rise because you're not just giving yourself over so easily to him. And this isn't just applicable to relationships or someone you've been seeing for a while. This is also applicable to someone that when you first meet them. I have no problem with men or women sleeping with as many people as they want, whenever they want. I don't think guys have more right to do it or anything. But what I do know is If a girl gives it to me too easy when I first meet her, it is hard for me to see her as relationship material. Might just be me, okay, but it's how I see things. If she gives it to me way too easy on the first time I meet her, it's hard for me to see her as relationship material for several reasons that are all subconscious. One of the first things that subconsciously be roaming in my mind is the value lowers. If other people, if you could give it up to me that easily, how many other people have you given it up to that easily? If I've put less work into getting something and I still get it, it lowers in value. If you've worked years for something, if you've grinded for something and you get it, it has far more value than if you put less time into it. The value that we see to things, it does have a correlation with the time we've put into getting it, okay? So if you can make a guy put more time into getting you, if you can make a guy put more time into being able to get you into his bedroom especially, he's going to have a heightened level of respect for you. And that doesn't go when you sleep with him, just so you know. As long as you ration it, you're not just going to give it over whenever he wants it, unless he's treating you well. You never need to play a game with a man if he's treating you well. This stuff only comes as and when treating you badly, which is when you need to negatively enforce this behavior. If you have any specific problems you're going through that are far more detailed and you want my opinion on it, I'll drop my link in the description so you can book me for one-to-one coaching. Thank you.